Hello and welcome back to another marvelous Monday night here at Heroes and Hooligans, where we are playing Delirium Delving Beyond Episode 9. We've made it so far, gang. We've had some great moments, some things best left unsaid, and of course, some things best left forgotten. As we return to the village square of the Arcanists Thorpe, where we see four figures walking off into the night. After a long and arduous day. Drew, could you remind me why you all would be so exhausted?
I'll do my best. We finished our quest underneath Arcanists Thorpe, recharging the different elemental magnets. We went to the Earth Chamber where we were descending some stairs, eventually got separated and trapped, and realized that the stairs were part of a greater being that was controlling this area of the subterranean lair. We made friends with the elemental, went down to where the gem was being stored and found that it had been there too long unchecked and was overproducing, leaking magic out, causing the earth elemental to grow unchecked. We solved that problem we created some kind of an outlet for the power. Help me out, Chip.
If I remember correctly, I believe you removed the crystal from its casing long enough to basically drain some of the power.
That sounds right.
And then you channeled more of the power into like the crystal growing, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, so we bled off the excess energy and power from it, and then moved on to the final room, which was water. There was a river that we had to cross, and while we were crossing it, realized that we had to make saving throws against the magic effects of the water, causing us to relive some of our worst memories and then forget them. I believe it was our worst memory, and what was the other one?
I believe it was your worst memory of the two saves you made because you crossed so quickly. I believe it was your worst memory and a memory of meaning.
Okay. Yeah, so we experienced some slight discomfort crossing the river. Got to the other side, dunked the crystal, I believe, which set whatever the magical emanations from that back to homeostasis, and left the chamber with a deep dislike of our DM. We got out back to where we started, back to Gur's horde, and back up through the well, all feeling somewhat dejected, going our separate ways for the night.
Yeah. And as you go your separate ways, we'll start with Nephili, and I believe Inteno, were you tagging along with Nephili, or was Nephili following you?
I was following him because he just walked through the river, so...
I think Nephili was more or less supporting Inteno home from the state he kind of ended up in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You make your way through the quiet streets of your hometown, half stagger stepping as Inteno leans his bulk against you, Nephili. And the two of you make your way to his little hut, just outside the center of the village proper, set far enough away to be separate.
How's he looking?
Tired, and the look in his eyes are, I think, empty would be the best word. You've all seen him hundreds of times, and everyone would have saw it as they were coming out. Tears, the river that had kind of come out of tears still showed its path down his face, as he never even took the time to wipe them away, on struggling to have the memories not be torn away. And he's looking down, his arms over you to support on. But it's just a glassy look. Of-
Sorry to catch the very end of that round.
Yeah, it sounded like he was underwater for a bit.
Oh, great heavens! Underwater again. The tail end of it, or all of it?
Just the
Just
tail
the
end.
end of it.
It's just a glassy look of nothing is what's resting on his face. Physically, he's fine. He doesn't seem to sustain really any wounds outside of a couple scrapes, and just all the damage is really mental.
All right. If I remember correctly, I was somewhat familiar with this effect, correct? From my time in hell?
It was familiar to you, yes.
Okay, so
You can go ahead and give me a religion or nature check. Or arcana, I'll say.
I'll do nature since it's my highest. That's a 10.
A 10. I don't think you recognize the effect it is having on Tenno so much as you recognize the way the water felt and smelled. And something about it reminds you of something from back home. Like you know what to look into, but you don't know what it is. But there is a river in hell that this reminded you of.
Just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to help him right now other than just be present. Do I have spell-wise? Because I don't think... Nah, I can't even get rid of tears or anything with a prestidigitation. I don't have that. Can't really do much. Good question. Fuck it. I'm just gonna... If he's not gonna talk to me at the very least, is he saying anything?
Not really. His glances downward at the ground, maybe a couple paces ahead of us, just to watch his path.
Gur walks up behind you and nudges at your leg with his snout.
Oh boy, it's late. You should be back at your place. You shouldn't be out here all alone.
He growls at you and you understand it as, I'm with you, not alone.
And with Nephili.
Huh? He
Gur
forgot
responds quickly. Gur responds with, you're with Nephili. I'm with you.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, Gur's making a funny comment.
Well, at least you still have the capacity for laughter.
Why wouldn't I? Chip, could you further clarify for me? Like, the effects that happened to me where I lost the memory of my first kill for the Thorpe, the kindness I did for Nephili on their first day, and when Gur first came home. Is that impacting my perceptions of them or relationships with them at all in my mind?
I think maybe not in this moment because you have those more recent memories still. Like, you have what you built on that foundation.
Yeah.
But I think it might affect your perception of your actions towards them. Like, if you, I think on self re-examination, it might get weird. But right now, you've been behaving a way towards them forever. It's almost muscle memory emotionally.
It hasn't really set in, essentially.
Yeah. You didn't have to trouble yourself like this. I, why are you? Anyway, I feel like this would be better for Peter or Grendelwald. I don't think I've done much to earn your ire.
With him saying that, would I then start piecing things together?
You can give
If
me
he
a
doesn't
wisdom check
remember-
or insight. We'll say insight.
Insight. Ooh. That's a 20, a dirty 20.
Yeah, I think you can definitely piece together that something has affected Nintendo's mind magically.
Okay.
And that there's probably something with the memory happening, whether it's clouded or missing or you're not sure, but I'm going to say actually on that dirty 20 as well, since that's 5 above the DC I set. Go ahead and you can make that nature check for me again.
All right.
I'll lower the DC on that a little bit.
21.
Cool.
I don't-
21 will do it. There's a river that runs through the deep darks of hell where good souls go to wash away the pains of life. And the
Okay.
water takes hold of those memories and erodes them from the mind.
With that in mind, I'm going to stop walking, grab his face, and stare into his eyes. What's the first thing you remember about me?
This is an incredibly awkward moment to share with you.
Just tell me. It's important.
I talked to you earlier today to get you for what we were just doing.
Earliest moment in existence, not today.
Probably seeing Nephili brought into town.
Yeah,
would be
I
the
would
earliest memory you
say
have.
they're the whispers that people said about you before you were brought in, and the Melder bringing you in that day.
And after that?
I remember in the next day or two seeing your first bit of work and being rather impressed. It's not easy to do what you do.
For fuck's sake. So you don't remember coming to me that night, leaving behind a package? Anything of that?
I don't think I've ever left you a package.
I knew that water was doing more than just showing us memories.
We've what's this about?
You've forgotten things.
Oh, I forget a lot of things, Nephili.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I forget things. Peter forgets things. I mean, your memories have literally been deleted, eroded. Like water against cliffs. It wasn't just showing us memories. Saying that. Do I feel like I'm missing memories? Because I say,
Would you know?
player-wise, I know I passed, but
You don't. You remember the things that you know that you remember it showing you things, and you can remember the things it showed you.
since I know for a fact he started learning the language because of me, I'm going to say this next part in Infernal to see if he recognizes it. See if the memory of the language is still in his head.
It's there.
Alright, okay, so at the very least. That's right. I need to get you home and safe, and then I need to find answers for this.
You look around at your hut that you're standing in.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Oh, how do we get here?
I'm very fast when I want to be.
I could have sworn you grabbed my face while we were outside. What happened?
The moment's all blurred again. No.
Magic.
That's how I'm playing it for Nintendo. Nintendo's kind of just like washed right now.
Yeah. It's a very like the morning after like hungover, your brain's kind of fuzzy kind of feel. Like you know
Yeah.
what happened, you have a picture of it, but the picture's real fuzzy.
Yeah. Well, I thank you, I suppose. It's very, very sweet of you to walk me home. My legs feel fine. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, someone had to take care of you.
And
Oh,
we're gonna cut there. We're gonna cut there over to Peter Crossnocht.
Remind me one more time what time it is when we leave.
It's
when we
like
come back.
9 or 10. 9 or 10.
And what kind of hours do they keep in the Thorpe? Is anything still open at this hour? Tea shops? Anything like that?
The inn is still open. The book, your father's store is open. Probably a tea shop or two.
Yeah, if I can find a tea shop, something not full of people, somewhere where I can get like a bit of peace. I think maybe somewhere that Peter would go to read or kind of copy things into his spell book. I don't think he wants to go back to the bookshop just yet because, as with Nintendo in the river, I think he understands that something connected to those memories is. I don't know if he's put it together that has been taken, but something definitely feels wrong. And I just don't think home feels like the best place to be. So I'm just going to go there for a little while.
And
Look
as
through my
you-
spell book.
You leave the square, making the decision to turn away from home and head to the tea shop. Because, as you know, your bookshop is just off the circle, just off the city center here. You open the door. A elven woman smiles at you. Ah, Peter, your usual, the golden tips?
Yes, please. Whatever you have on hand. Just something extremely hot.
Sugar, cream, honey, lemon?
No, plain tonight, please.
Plain. You look like you could use something a bit stronger. Do you want a black tea tonight?
Sure, whatever you want. Absolutely.
She brews you a nice little cup of black, like strong black tea. Brings it over to you at a little table here. All right. Just let me know if you need anything.
Say, how long have you lived in the Thorpe?
Oh, nigh on 80 years now, I believe.
Would you say you know Elder Ordom particularly well? Are you close? He's a hard man to know.
I would agree with that. Elder Orin and I get along well enough, but I wouldn't call us particularly close. Of course, you know, over near a century, you do get to know a person some, but no more than I know the rest of my neighbors, really.
Me neither.
Did you have a question about the Elder?
No, I don't think so. This place that he's cultivated for us, it's rare. I understand that. I'm starting to think it's a lot more complicated here than I understood. But,
Well, as far as my understanding, it is the magics that keep this place intact are quite complicated. But I think the Elder does his best to, you know, keep them all behind the curtain, so to speak. Make it so it's not our worry, right?
I wonder if that's best. Do you believe that magic always has a cost? That the people outside of this place might, in some twisted, perverse way, have a point.
Well, I would say the main cost of magic is the time it takes to learn it. You know? I can do this all day. And she casts prestidigitation, your tea, which is just, it's not gone cold, but it's just no longer steaming as you talk. Begins to bubble for just a half second.
Yes, no. You're right, of course. I think I'm just tired.
No. Strong cup of tea for you then. And you know, your grandmother was quite familiar with the Elder. Perhaps your father would know more about whatever it is you are curious about.
I'll ask him. Thank you for your time and your wisdom.
Thank you for your patronage, young Peter. And she goes back behind the counter, begins to bustle about taking care of a few things.
Yeah, I'll sit in the corner and sip it for an hour or two and just sort of go over my spell book, exploring parts that are written in it that I haven't quite understood yet.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Oh, drop some dice.
And I will say, if you want to cast anything in preparation for this, you can, since you are intentionally sitting down to study.
Okay. Let's see. You know, I don't think I'll cast anything. I don't think, I don't know how present Peter is. That's a 17, though, on the check.
17?
Mm-hmm.
You actually sit down, you're leafing through your spell books, looking at the things you don't quite understand. You know, there's some formulas in here that you've copied over. You understand how the spell works, but you don't understand why the formula is what it is fully.
Like I can get the right answer, but
yeah, you can get the right answer, but you don't know why the
proof is not the way the picture.
Way. Yeah. You can plug it in, but you don't know the proof exactly. And you're looking at this half-sketched schematic for a demiplane spell. There's something like you've seen bags of holding, and you've seen the schematics for how they work, and they're similar. There's just something slightly different about this that strikes you as odd, but you can't quite put your thumb on it.
Does it strike me as familiar?
Familiar in the same way of, like, this is where you were researching this spell from, yes. Okay. There's something about the demiplane that you have been entering through the well, that you've been researching this spell via, that is different than you would expect it. You would have expected it to have been based on your prior knowledge.
Okay. Okay. Is that something I can make a targeted study towards, or should I just kind of keep...
Yeah, that is something you'll be able to make targeted studies towards.
Awesome. I'll just make a little note of it in the margins of my book.
Yeah. It's just... I think 17. I'll give you a detail of it. The dimensions, like the physical dimensions of the plane and the spell, are wrong.
Wrong in my
yeah, sorry, wrong when you plug in the formula for how demiplane works according to the research you've done. The dimensions are... It's not that they're bigger or larger, but it's that you get two sets of results for every calculation when you should only be getting one.
Okay. Yeah. And yet those two results that I get, like you were saying earlier, feed into an eventual correct answer. I just have no idea how to get to that point. Let's write the margins of my book. Task failed successfully? ?
And you fixate on this, sipping at your tea, and begin to forget the worry that brought you here in the first place. And we're going to cut as the night fades on Peter Crossnocht to Grendelwald.
I think when everyone
Grendel,
goes
you...
first... Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, after you.
Oh, I was going to say, I think Grendel didn't have that crazy of a day. Like, yes, crazy things happened, but like none of the crazy stuff really hit him. But I think he can notice that everyone else seems affected. So I think as he starts heading back to his house, he actually takes a detour and heads to the elders to see if Elder Orm is awake. It's late and he's old. He might not be.
Yeah. You... Go ahead and give me a survival check as you begin to take the walk out of town into the woods, just a ways, to Elder Orin's cottage.
Sure. It's a 14.
14. You manage to pick the path out in the darkness. As you step through, you can hear just small animals and gusts of wind moving around you, blowing leaves from the trees and sticks cracking beneath tiny paws. As you make your way up to a small cottage, only about 15 feet, 15 feet in radius, 30 feet across, circular, with a thatched hay roof and a little steam chimney exiting out at the top. It's got two little circular windows and a rounded, oval door.
He'll go up to the door and knock.
You do not hear a response.
If he doesn't hear a response, he'll just head toward his house.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure.
Yes, Drew, you do.
16.
Turn to leave, and then you realize that you smell smoke from the chimney.
He's gonna knock again and see if there's a response.
And the doorknob turns. It opens slowly inward. There's nobody at the door.
He'll step in and say, I'll take that as an invitation.
What's your passive perception?
13.
13. Perfect. That's exactly what you needed. As you see a small pair of empty boots walk their way across the room from next to the door and stand next to a plush armchair.
Are you here, Elder? Do I see Elder Orm anywhere in here?
You do not see Elder Orin anywhere in here. The right boot stomps twice.
Does to mean no or yes?
One stomp.
Once. I was going to say stomp once if it means yes, twice if it means no.
One stomp.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Everyone else seemed different when we left. I already told you off once tonight, albeit a smaller version of you.
The shoe stomps twice. I'm going to remind you, it stomped twice when you asked if Elder Orin was here.
And then I said stomp once for yes, and it means yes, and it stomped once.
You asked it, does that mean no? It stomped once, and then you said stomp once if
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so two
my
stomps.
bad.
One stomp is yes, two stomps is no, and it said no. Elder Orin is not.
Oh,
here.
okay, my bad. I
Just to
misunderstood.
be more clear.
Yeah. Never mind. Then Grendel's gonna say, never mind. I'll find him eventually. And I'll go and close the door, and he'll just silently make his way to his place. And when he gets there, he'll journal for a bit, write about what he saw and experienced today. And then he'll go to bed.
Yeah. All right. And we will move now to Tesvin Eagle Bomber. Tesvin, it's about 9 or 10 at night. You don't have any farm work tomorrow, and you're not working at the bar. Great day, a full day off. But because you're not working tomorrow...
Because I'm not working tomorrow?
Because you're not working tomorrow, Grandmother did make you work late tonight, as you are just finishing up in the fields. And coming and walking back to the farmhouse.
So, did Tesvin get any good tips tonight?
You were working on the farm today.
Oh, on the farm. Gotcha.
Yep, you just finished up in the fields.
All right. So, would Tesvin have any idea what has been going on while he's been stuck working since the last time around, or he's just clueless to it all and just going on in his life?
To be clear, it has been 2 days since your last big adventure.
And so Tesvin's just...
You have no clue. You have basically, to date, the adventure they just had started this morning.
Okay.
While you were at work.
So I'm probably going to go wash up first things first.
Yeah.
And since go ahead. I was gonna say, since I don't have anything to do tomorrow, I'd probably go looking for something to get into.
Beautiful. You walk into the house to wash up. You see your grandmother sitting in her, essentially her throne at the kitchen table. It is just a small wooden chair. You have never seen an ass other than hers touch that seat. And she looks up at you. Done with your work for the evening, Tesvin?
Yeah, I got everything done really quick today. It was really good. I think I finally got some good practice in. Thanks for working me so hard, Grandma. I've really learned a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, what are you up to tonight, Grandma?
Oh, I'm not really doing anything. I was just playing solitaire and having a cup of tea. What about you, Tesvin? Are you going to join your grandmother for a hand of cards?
I mean, I was thinking about washing up and seeing what I can get into. Would you like me to put some more water on the kettle for your tea, Grandma?
I'll take care of it, dearie. And she just gestures with her hand, and you see a mage hand fly out, grab some water from the jug, pour it in the kettle, and then she prestidigitates the kettle hot. See, if you'd only studied wizardry like your dear old grandmother, you wouldn't have to worry about heating the kettle, because it's just always done when you want it to be.
Well, I mean, I was gonna just firebolt it from here to make it hot, so... I mean, I guess it's kind of useful anyways, right, Grandma?
Oh, my darling Tesvin. And she reaches up and claps you on the cheek. 19 years old and still hasn't learned that fireball only targets creatures, not objects.
Well, I was gonna use firebolt, but thanks
Oh, I said
really-
fireball. I meant firebolts.
Oh, okay.
Fireball does affect objects. Specifically.
Well, Grandma, maybe you can teach me more later, but I really think I should wash up. I'm smelling the funk from the dirt tonight.
Yes, why don't you go wash up? I
Yes,
could prestidigitate you clean if you'd like.
I mean, that kind of sounds fun.
I mean,
Can you do it?
Okay, and she casts a prestidigitation on you, and it, for just like half a second, your entire body feels like you've put a vacuum on your skin.
Oh, lovely, lovely. That was way quicker than taking a shower, Grandma.
Yes, well, I will say it does the mind good to get yourself clean by showering. I wouldn't rely on prestidigitations too much. They can have a psychological effect.
Yeah. Well, say, Grandma, do you know what's going on in town tonight? Is there anything crazy? I don't want to get too lost.
I don't think there's anything going on in town tonight.
Okay.
Just oh, what was it he said he was? Oh, that's right. He said he was going to renew the magnet today. Stay away from you and your friend's hideout down the well.
In the well?
Yes, the little hideout you have.
How did you know what, Grandma? I'm not even gonna ask that question. Thanks. I'll definitely try to.
Well, you don't have to ask that question, but I'll answer it anyway. Ornan told me that he showed you our old clubhouse.
Well, he just goes and tells you everything now, doesn't he, Grandma?
Well, yes. We've known each other for well on now. Oh gosh, 3 centuries now. Yeah, you tend to tell a person a lot after that long.
Yeah,
Well, ever since your grandfather passed, Oren's the only thing keeping me from being the oldest person in this damn village.
Okay, Grandma, I gotta go. Is it okay if I go to the bar and have some drinks? Who's working tonight? I'm not gonna get in any trouble, am I?
I think you're fine. I don't know who's working. I don't run the bar.
Yeah, well, you tell me what to do there, so I just assumed you.
Well, I tell you what to do anyway. You're my grandchild.
Yeah, you do. All right, Grandma, you have a good night, and I'm going to book it out the door as fast as possible.
Yeah, you run out the door, and she calls out behind you, Desvin, you should bring a scarf. You don't know how to warm your skin with a prestidigitation.
Desmond actually audibly laughs at that as well.
And you see just flying behind you, trying to reach you before the maximum range of the spell wears out, a mage hand carrying a bright pink and yellow striped scarf that you know she hand knitted.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna grab it.
You grab it out of the air as you keep running, just as it hits the edge of its range. Throw the scarf on and make your way to the tavern, where as you enter the doors, or as you walk up to the doors, you run into Grendel coming in from the path out of town.
Oh, Grindel, my friend, where have you been?
Oh, hey, Tuzden. Orm had me and the others do something else today.
Oh. Well, what did you do?
I look around, make sure no one else is in immediate earshot, and I'm like, you know Elder Orm, he doesn't like things getting out, but there was some weird magnet things that needed to be recharged, elemental magnets or something, and he asked us to do it. There was like fire and earth and air and water.
Wow, I can't believe I missed it.
There was also a miniature village. I actually yelled at Elder Orm in the mini village.
Oh, yeah, he's kind of... You know he told my grandma where we hang out?
I mean,
Oh, by the way, my grandma said something about not going there tonight.
DM, did we
Yeah.
get to? That was through the hideout, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we're back. I don't know why we couldn't go there, but I don't like. We just came from there, so I don't like super want to go back.
Oh, well, that's cool. Do you wanna have some drinks?
Sure. Why not? You're paying?
All right. Yeah. So I'm
I'm
gonna
in.
order. I'll order a round of just a couple shots of whatever
Yeah.
the cheapest drink is with my components.
Yeah.
That I have here.
You get a couple shots of Lamort. And it's just a couple of minor components. A couple of flies' wings.
Okay. I got a few of those.
All right. For
where-
Lamorts.
Yeah, here you go. Wait, 4? What?
You said a couple.
A couple each, right?
Yeah, sure. That works for me. I'm gonna lay the lace, the what wings? Just fly wings? Lace wings?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever,
just fly
whatever
wings.
fly wings.
House fly wings. Just house fly wings.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull them out, lay them on the bar. So where's the rest of the gang tonight?
I don't really know. I don't know. They seemed different after we walked across that river.
What river?
Well, you know, I was telling you about the elements things, and the water one had this river that we had to walk across. And Tenno was really cool. He carried me and Nephili across, but him and Peter seemed like something was going on, and then they were everyone was different when we left, but I don't really know. He kept me out of it.
That's weird.
I think Nephili was taking him home, and Peter looked like he was heading home.
Should we try and find them?
We could. I don't like.
Well, I'm just here for a good time. I don't have work tomorrow. So whatever you want to get into.
Just having a good
get
day.
into it.
I mean, I know like where Peter lives and Nintendo lives. Nephili is kind of like.
Yeah.
Nephili lives like outside of town, right?
Within the magical border, but outside of the village itself, yes.
Yeah, like Nephili lives like in a cave or something, doesn't she? Or did she like move after that?
No, Nephili lives in a cave.
Okay, yeah, like Nephili's place is kind of far, but like we could go check on Nintendo or Peter if you want.
I mean, if we have to check on them, we probably should, but we should probably do some more shots first. I really want to have a good
and I
time.
think-
I don't have work tomorrow.
And I think based on what we know of Grendel and Tesvin, they continue to debate whether they should do more shots or go check on their friends until it reaches a point where they can no longer go check on their friends.
Yeah, probably.
And we will move to the next morning. It's, I'm going to say, about 10 o'clock, because it was a very long day yesterday when most of you begin to rise. Peter, about what time do you think you got home from the tea shop?
If it was 9 or 10 when we got out, probably like 11:30. Not crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. You get home, you see your father not working, but reading a book for pleasure downstairs. Looks over at you. Out late, Peter?
Yeah. Weird day. Look, we'll talk about it later. I think I need to go to sleep.
Yes, go get some rest, son. I'm going to close the shop down tomorrow, just because I've got a project I want to work on. And
What?
I'd like, I'm experimenting with some new components, and I just want to make sure the shop is clear while I'm in my lab downstairs.
What exactly are we talking about?
Oh, nothing in particular. I'm just seeing what I could substitute for the guano in a fireball spell.
I was just about to say, don't he's fucking around with bad shit again, and that's why we don't have an outhouse anymore. So, all right,
We don't
all right. Good
need
luck.
the outhouse anymore. Not since I installed the portable hole at the bottom of the chute in the house.
The fact that you get it to warm you is actually really, really fantastic. So I guess that was a net win. All right, fine. Just be careful. I won't be here. Good luck. I guess message me if you need me.
Of course, I'll have a sending on contingency.
Perfect. All right, just be careful, Dad.
Of course. Get some rest, my son.
All right, and yeah, I'll pass out.
10 in the morning, you all wake up. Destiny, I hate to tell you, Belle will not be able to see that comment since you put it on YouTube.
Oh
But Belle, Tez is there for it. Here for it. And 10 a.m. Who wants to go first as you all wake up?
I mean,
All right, I'm just going to pick one. Nephili.
Perfect.
Oh, crap. Okay. Well, I probably spent the night in a very uncomfortable chair. Because I wouldn't have left him alone.
Yeah, Nintendo, did you kick Nephili out or anything?
I mean, I don't think I would have had the energy to do it by force, but at the very least, before drifting off, would have encouraged them to head home and ask Gur to walk them home as well.
Yeah. Gur nosed at you, Nephili. Did you listen?
No,
All right.
I did not.
I think if we're gonna do like just battle of the wills here on whether you or Nintendo won, because we're in a little bit of a time crunch as we come up on our first hour of the show, we'll just make it opposing wisdom checks or charisma. Opposing charisma, no wisdom. I like wisdom. You're a ranger and a druid. It's one of your core stats.
$18.
Mine's an 18 as well.
Jesus fuck. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Riley.
Heads.
Okay. Heads. Inteno, you grow insistent, I'm assuming? That you want your space?
It's fine. I just please. There's no need. The dirt's not comfortable anywhere, not even on the bed. Both of you need to go home, please. Thank you. I'm not ungrateful. I just.
So, Destiny, the way Sing For It works is you can auto pass any skill check that I ask of you by singing about it.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Love that. That leaves so much room for so much activities. Just once, though. I understand that part.
Yep, just once. All right. We will. Yeah, so Nephili, you wake up back home after Gur walks you back. Gur stays with you, actually.
Well, that's surprising. He doesn't normally leave Nintendo's side.
And Tenno asked him to leave.
Well, he lives at the Horde now. I wouldn't kick him out if he didn't have his own space.
But you did also tell him to accompany me home.
True. So he chose to stay with you.
Yeah, he chose to stay.
To be fair, I'm probably the warmest out of all of us, so that probably has something to do with it.
But yeah, you wake up in your cave with Gur there. Gur is awake and has dragged a dead, bloody rabbit into the cave. And you wake up to it like by your side, glassy-eyed, looking at you.
Oh. Thank you. I will attempt to pet him because I don't know if he'd let me.
Yeah, he lets you pet him.
Alright, cool. Would I know if he prefers his food Raw or cooked?
You've seen him eat both ways. But let's yeah, you and Gur have a nice, lovely little breakfast here.
Yeah. Probably eat the
Or at least
rabbit.
Gur does. I don't know if you eat the rabbit.
No, I'd eat meat. I'm not that kind of druid.
You and Gur have a lovely little breakfast. Where are you heading for the day, Nephili?
Well, since I somewhat know what's going on with him, I'd look for somewhere with books. So, Peter's.
All right,
Well, across
Nephili, you
Mountain
head to
Thorpe.
Peters. And you are on your way over there. Tesvin and Grendel. Tesvin, do you think you made it home after your series of shots, or do you think you crashed at Grendel's?
Oh, I definitely was not going home to Grandma. She's gonna prestidigitation my ass sober.
Hey, that takes a lesser restoration.
She's probably capable of that.
But yeah, you both wake up in Grendel's room.
Oh God, why did I let you talk me into drinking so much, Tesvin?
What?
Oh,
Well, we didn't drink that much. I think that you probably just need some beans and you'll be good to go.
my head says otherwise, but maybe you're right. Grendel stumbles over to the desk to see that he added a few choice words in his recollection of the story about what he said to the mini village, some choice swear words and things like that he added to embellish. He's like, yeah, that's pretty good. Closes it, puts it in the drawer. The rest of his room is pretty bare. There's not a lot of decorations or home touches. It's pretty bare. And he's like, so should we go get some breakfast then? And then I guess we don't have a reason to not go check on the others now.
Yeah, we definitely should go. I don't know why we need to check on them, but you said that last night.
To be
so
honest,
yes.
I don't really know either, honestly.
You want some beans for breakfast? I could bake us some beans.
Why don't we see what the inn has for breakfast since we're here?
Oh,
Don't worry, I got breakfast.
but I thought we went to your house. You live at the inn?
Grendel lives above the inn.
Yeah, Grendel has a room at the inn.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. If you change your mind, I definitely still have some beans.
I mean, I'm not opposed to beans. I just figured this was here and we wouldn't have to go to your house and potentially deal with your grandma.
Oh, no, I have beans right now.
Oh, sure. Cook me
Absolutely.
some beans then. Just don't burn down the inn.
Oh, well, maybe we should just get some food then.
And you both head downstairs. Yes, Tesvin is a bean farmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
And
Yeah.
also, mostly soy.
So yeah, Grendel will go up and be like, hey, I forget the name of the person that owns it or runs behind the bar, but here's some components. Can we get some food? And yeah.
And I hand him some beans, too.
Tesvin, you have to stop trying to pay me in beans.
I'm not paying you in beans. I want you to put it in the food. And to be specific, the beans are red lentils.
I mean, I'm gonna have to soak them first. Are you
No,
willing to wait
they're
2 hours?
pre-soaked. They're pre-soaked. I
Carry
poured liquor in
pre-soaked
them.
beans in your.
Well, I poured liquor in them on accident last night. That's why I'm trying to cook them now so they don't go bad.
Just a pocket full of water and beans.
Wet beans, just
They're fermented lentils.
He
now,
just
okay?
takes the lentils that you hand him. Don't worry, I'll take good care of these, and immediately drops them in a trash can.
Thanks.
Goes back and comes out with a wonderful hangover breakfast for you. There's some buttered toast, some sausages, eggs.
Yeah. Grendel digs right in and eats.
Yeah.
And then I suppose, like I said, when we're done, Peter's probably the closest because we're in town.
Yes.
So I guess that's probably where we'd head, yeah?
Yep. All right.
When you get there, you'd probably find me like a good 30 feet outside.
We're gonna start with your morning, Peter, because you've got
sure,
a couple of visitors coming. You've got a couple of visitors coming.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So it is the early morning. Not that early, I guess. Probably around 9 or 10 for you. What time do you think Peter wakes up in that time frame?
I don't think Peter slept well, so I think I'm probably up pretty early. Probably up around like 7.
You get up around 7, get downstairs. You see your father scribbling away at his desk. Peter, coffee is in the pot. I will be beginning the experiment at around noon, so if you could vacate by then, I would appreciate it.
Have you slept?
Yes, I slept a whole. He looks over at the clock. 6 hours.
All right. Okay. I'm not gonna bother doing an insight check. It's too early, and I'm gonna go have some of my father's fantastic coffee. And I think for whatever reason, I'm savoring it more than I ever have. And I kind of want to pull up a stool kind of next to him over his shoulder. I think the Crossnocks are very much independent workers academically, so this might be a little out of the ordinary. And I just want to look over his shoulder and get a better idea of what the fuck this guy is up to.
Hell yeah, give me an
Not
Arcana.
in a suspicious way.
But you're just curious, yeah. Give me an Arcana.
Okay, that's a 19.
19 total?
Mhm.
All right. Your father undersold the project he's working. Like every detail he told you was accurate. He is seeing if he can use another spell component in place of bat guano. What he did not tell you is that he is testing this, and it is about the 8th thing in a series of different components he's tried replacing with what he has written in as like variable component.
Okay, and
in his notes, you see that the previous ones were successes.
All with the same variable?
Same component. Same component.
What exactly have you stumbled upon, Dad? Is this, how many different things are you... What's the component?
That'd be telling, or sorry, wrong voice. That would be telling, wouldn't it, Peter?
Uh-huh.
I tell you what, you come back to me with your best guess at around. I should be done experimenting by 6 or 7. So come home later this evening with your best guess, and if you are right, I will tell you, and if you are wrong, I will tell you.
All right.
But I want to see what you figure out.
Father, we went down to the to reset the elemental magnets under the Thorpe yesterday. Do you know a whole lot about what's down there?
Your grandmother told me a little bit. Yes, the magnet draws the forces of nature into us. So that the spells which have been cast upon the Thorpe can harness them to keep us whole and hearty.
Did she tell you anything about this, the stringent nature of the traps, the different... It's dangerous down there. We were sent in under-prepared. I don't question the Elder's motives. I think he's a great man. It just struck me as really weird. I found a tiny little representation of the village, but back in time I saw grandmother, I saw you. It's fucking weird. Really weird.
Yes, this is quite strange. The elder did not walk you through the traps? He did not disable them for you?
No. I mean,
Odd.
It turned out fine. I don't know. It was just really strange. I'm learning how much I don't know about this place and about Eldoror, and it's just an odd feeling.
It is a good place to learn about. One of my regrets is that I study so much of everything else, and he gestures at the bookshop. But maybe I do not know my home as well as I should.
Well, when I find out, I'll tell you. Look, if it's taught me anything, it's just taught me that high-level magic is scarier than I thought it was. So be careful with whatever it is you're messing around with today, okay?
It is why I am starting with the small spells.
Okay. All right, good luck. I'll get you a fresh cup, and I'll get him some more coffee, and then I'll leave him to his work.
Yeah. You bring him the coffee. Go ahead, just give me a d20 roll.
Can I do an insight check as well, separately?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me the insight first.
Okay. Oh, not very good, folks. 8 on the insight. That's my dad. And
Your dad,
1.
yeah, it's very standard. Your dad is like, he's interested by what you're saying, but he doesn't know. Your father does this often where you ask a question and he doesn't have the answer. So he waits until he is not doing anything else to work with you to find the answer.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is it is so rare for your father to not be doing anything else.
Right. Okay. And then my d20 roll. Wow, same thing I rolled on the inside check. That's a 5.
Okay. Yeah. You leave your father. You bring your father a new cup of coffee and leave him to his work. 5. Yeah.
Wait, did I get a? I got a chaos coin for the recap.
Got a chaos coin for the recap. Yeah. Do you want to
Can I roll that again?
Do you want the d20 or the insight again?
The d20.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that's an 18 on the d20.
18. Okay. You notice that as you handed your father, like you refilled your father's mug with coffee and handed it to him, he picks it up with his right hand and just, you can see where the mug is chipped, just scrapes his thumb and opens like a little scab. A little drop of blood oozes out. Done. Shit. Well.
You okay?
Yes, I just cut myself on the coffee cup. It is okay. Shit.
Did it seem
Can
like
you bring
the type
me?
of,
Can you bring me one of the poultices? Go ahead. What was your question?
Does it seem like he shouldn't have cut it, like he was cut too easily or something, or does it look like something that would have normally happened?
Give me a medicine with advantage.
Oh, natural 20 on one of them and a 4 on the other.
Gonna give you a free insight success on that as well in this moment. With the medicine check, the cut happened because your father cut himself. The blood was it took a little longer to ooze out than it should have. Like it was almost too thick. And your father seemed more concerned about the blood, like losing the blood than getting cut. With that insight that I'm giving you.
I might be way off the mark. Does Peter know anything about a homunculus?
Arcana check.
Sorry, folks. I have to know. Not great. 10 plus 6. 16.
You know that it is something high-level wizards are capable of to create a homunculus or even a simulacrum of themselves. You don't know what the distinguishing difference between your actual father and a simulacrum would be, but you feel like he'd tell you, right?
What's the matter with you?
It is nothing. It is a bad omen to be wounded before an experiment, that is all. And he, as you stand there and look at him, like talking, stands up and walks over to grab a bottle of healing poultice himself and just sticks his thumb down in it.
Father, if anything were going on, you would tell me, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course, you are my boy. Is everything okay, Peter? It's nothing. It is just a small cut.
All right, Dad. Good luck. I'll be back later. I love you.
I love you too. Be safe.
And feeling like he's already regretting this decision, Peter will leave. Not before erecting a sign to hammer in front of the store. It says guano today, back tomorrow.
Yeah, as you hammer the sign down, from one side, Nephili walks up towards you, and from the other, Grendel and Tesvin approach. And Tenno, you are on the cold, hard dirt floor beneath your bed, or beside your bed, actually. As you wake up, you don't remember your dreams, but from the state you are in, it is not often that something causes you to have a cold sweat. But you know they were horrible dreams.
We've been here before.
Yeah. Not the first time.
Is there a particular time I'm waking up, or is this just when I'm getting up?
Your choice. What time do you want to get up?
It would be one of the few times that he sleeps in a bit, but nothing could keep him from his duties to the village. So I think maybe he gets up maybe 30 minutes or an hour late. I think he gets up at like 7:30 or 8 to go out into the forest and start doing his usual rounds of gathering for people preemptively and any requests that got knocked onto his door.
Yeah, you do have another special order from Mr. Crossknocked today.
Of course, gotta get that handled.
He has asked for a deer.
Oh.
Live if possible.
Oh, that's all right. Sure. Let's make it happen.
All right, go ahead and give me. We'll just make this a survival check, and you can have advantage if you call Gur to help you.
Excuse me. I am not going to call Gur to help me.
Okay, cool.
Let's see, survival. Here we go. A 21.
21. You are able to set up a trap where you know a deer run is and take a doe down.
Hey, not bad. Oh, will he be upset I got a doe, though, and not something with antlers? I guess it'll be alright.
And you take your gathered materials and this living deer back into town. You get back around... probably around 9:30.
Yeah.
And I think, you're walking up just as Peter steps outside with the sign, actually. So you're probably already there as Nephili, Grendel, and Tez arrive.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Morning.
Morning.
That's a deer. You have literal beans spilling out of your pocket, Desvin. What's going on? I have the day off today.
No way, me too.
Oh yeah.
I also have the day off. What?
Let's go smoke a spliff, dude. No.
Dude,
No.
I definitely got some smoke. It's just not what you're thinking.
No. Sorry, I'm
It's
just
beans.
fucking around. Is it
It's
beans?
Oh, I thought it was gonna be crack cocaine.
Indigo.
Definitely tobacco leaves. Okay, guys.
All right, everyone, just take a minute to quick appreciate the sign and the fantastic pun I made.
Oh,
Huh? That's very
that's pretty.
good.
That's pretty good.
That's very good. It didn't take me all that long.
Yes, very good.
Also, let's just give the place a little distance. My father is up to something. He's doing some sort of experimentation with magical components, and I think he's found something that might have applications with every potential other magical component. It might be like a universal component type deal. But I don't know. The last time he messed around with components and guano and the lack thereof. That was when we had the outhouse, as you all know. But I'm assuming, Nintendo, you're here to drop something off. Tell me the deer is not for us.
The dough.
The dough bleat. The dough bleats loudly.
Fuck. All right, cool. Well, tie it up out front. Don't bring it inside. He can figure it out. I don't know. I'm not cleaning up after that.
I'll knock.
You do know he said he wasn't starting until noon. It's only about 10 now.
Oh, okay.
I've got it pretty well secured. I'll go in and make sure that he doesn't need it anywhere in particular, but I won't let it loose. Unless he just asked me for a pet deer. I did not specify. It said deer alive if possible. I
don't know. I have no idea what he's planning. It's over my head. But yeah, go ahead. It's unlocked. A muzzle, maybe. I don't know.
I'll see if I can weave one up when I'm inside.
And you head on in, dragging the deer behind you.
I'm not that disrespectful to nature. I would carry it at least.
Okay. As you carry the deer in with you, it is still bleeding anxiously, we'll say.
It's okay. It's okay, girl.
As you see, Mr. Crossknocked sat at his workstation, a quill in each hand, hair flying everywhere, papers scattered all across, half covering each other.
Yo,
Internal, my dear.
Mr. Crossknocked, I didn't know you had the dual wielding feat.
An old scribe's trick. Very simple. You just teach one half of your brain to write with one hand and the other half to write with the other.
Use my whole brain to write that down. Here's the deer you wanted.
Yes, into the basement, please. Come along. And he walks you over. You see him unlock a series of padlocks, not padlocks, deadbolts with a key to the basement door. Opens it. You are carrying. Can you carry it down into the lab with me? I do not know that I could lift it.
Of course, no problem.
Thank you. And you carry it down. He points to a little pen that he has set up, sort of in the center of the room, right in there. And then you can remove the restraints if you would.
Yeah. I'll take us on in, get the gate closed behind me, undo the restraints, let it get up and get settled. I imagine it's going to freak out a little bit, so I kind of.
Oh yeah, it's not happy.
Of course, naturally.
But it's not like striking at you or anything.
Mr. Crossknock, what is the deer for, if I can ask?
Components.
Exclusive. I don't know the last time we've used deer guano for something.
I do not need the guano. Although it would be worth a future test. Let me make a note of that. Alternative sources of guano. I do believe it is the nitrogen in the bat guano that causes it to be such a good component, and I do not know that deer have the same amount, but
Okay, I won't lie to it that everything's going to be okay then, sir. I'll just leave it in the pen.
it will be okay. You should be able to come back to take it home in 2-3 days.
Oh, so we're just abducting it. Gotcha. The note didn't specify. I can do that.
Borrowing it from nature. Yes, that is better.
Well, I hope you didn't have any children, dear, and I'll give it a little pet and get outside of the pit.
Yeah, you give it a little pet, get it outside of the pit, and he looks up at you. Thank you, Inteno. You have been a great help.
Of course, always happy to serve.
Would you prefer coin or components, Inteno? I know you do not use many of them in your own day-to-day life.
Coins would be lovely. May end up sneaking down to trade with that other encampment that was down the road.
Yes. A good use of your passway.
Exactly, precisely.
Yes. Here. And he hands you 20 gold.
Thank you, sir.
For a job well done. Many jobs well done.
It's much appreciated. And of course, anytime you need anything, you know where to find me.
Of course.
Shall I let myself out?
While you are doing your trading, I do not expect you to purchase one, but could you keep an eye out and see if they have a jeweler's in that encampment who
A
stocks
jeweler?
diamonds?
Diamonds. I'll take note of it for you if I find one.
Thank you.
Of course.
And he leads you back upstairs, locks the door behind him, and returns to his work.
I will head out.
Peter mentioned something happened down in the magnet yesterday that was concerning.
That isn't really specific. There was a number of things anyone could find concerning, but that's the nature of magic.
Was there anything in particular you found concerning Nintendo that you would like to talk about?
Not particularly. The getting trapped in a stairway with no light with him was rather scary.
Yes. It was what is the phrase? Claustrophobia inducing?
Somewhat like that. We managed to get out rather quickly. I'm not sure how, but it felt somewhat powerless, and we're so lucky to be in a place where we can be powerful all the time.
Yes, I had not thought of the sentiment in that manner, but you are correct. It is nice. Well, I hope you all enjoy your day. Peter has the day off. Do not let him spend the entire time in the tea shop studying, please.
Of course, I'll see if I can drag him down to that encampment I saw. Surely nothing terrible has happened to it while we were down there.
Peter, Nintendo, Peter has never set foot in the outside world, Nintendo. I would much like to be there when he finally does.
I will tell him all about it when I go by myself.
He's gonna make an insight check on you.
He's not. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna sneak Peter out.
Yeah, he's like, oh, well, I appreciate your consideration for my concern.
Of course, Peter's my friend, and I've always heard that family knows best, and I haven't had much around me, so the least I can do is trust my friend's family.
I am still, as I said yesterday, Nintendo, you are my family too.
Thank you.
Right, now be on your way. We'll be boys.
Of course. The boys will be boys today, sir. I promise you. No outside boys. Only within the village boys.
All right. And no, and go.
And do you want to be
No,
part
and
of the boys?
go. No, and go.
And walk out.
Yeah. You walk out. What's the scene that Inteno walks out to as the four of you are hanging around? As he
Enjoying
walks
the
inside
day
with the
off.
deer?
Got a boombox going. Oh, baby, you.
Hey, is Nephilim breakdancing on cardboard? Where did we get that?
No, I don't know. Probably
Tess actually just did a backflip.
Probably just
Just
discussing
bouncing
what
on
to
my
do with the
stuff.
day. Does anybody have anything they need to do today? Anything they need the help with, or anything like that? Or are we just totally fucking around today?
I don't have anything. I mean,
I just
You guys want to go shoot things?
shoot things.
What? Like, no.
We can blow up the trees.
No.
We can,
Well,
we
well,
can make trees explode for fun.
honestly, after I know you weren't there yesterday, but I don't know how much is going on with the trees around here. So maybe we could do something a little less destructive today, just for now.
speaking of
Everyone go ahead and give me
yesterday,
a perception check.
sure.
Grendel, you can finish your sentence before
Yeah.
we get the results.
Speaking of yesterday, how are you all doing? I mean, you all look different
Send your
last
results in
night.
the back chat for me.
I had some tea, relaxed a little bit. I learned detect thoughts. Trying to remember. The last bit is foggy to me. I remember what happened.
You all seem different after the water. I mean, Nintendo kept me out of it. I don't
Be
know
glad
what was
you
going
didn't start
on.
doing it like we did, Grendel.
I am. I just want to make sure you all are okay and, understand.
I'm fine.
What
It's
happened?
these two that are under suspicion.
I had a little trouble this morning.
I
Oh.
really want to see what's going on around me.
Tesvin, I was in the middle of a sentence.
I forgot that she does that.
out of character?
And
or
at-
out of character?
And as Tesvin finishes the last note of their song, Tesvin and Grendel both spot a starry-capped, starry-cloaked figure walking down the street towards you with a wooden staff. As Elder Orin approaches. Nephili, Grendel, Ntenno, Peter. Tesvin, you weren't there yesterday, but Tesvin.
I just
How did your mission go?
face him with a glare.
Would have been better if we had
That's
some
good, huh?
clearer instructions.
But the
But you
job's
figured
done.
it out? Yes,
Yeah.
as Nintendo said, the job is done. You did it. And you did it all on your own. Don't you feel pride?
No.
I feel kind of sad that last the river at the end there, or at the beginning, I guess, depending which way you go through. I don't really understand what happened.
Did you cross the river last?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, it was the last room we went into.
Is my memory? Did I walk through the meter? I swear the river was first. No, the river is first. The water's always first. Water's the beginning of every. How did you? It's
We
set
went
up in a
and we
particular
left.
order for a particular reason.
Would have
You
been
didn't
nice if
tell
we
us
had been
that's
told
what-
that.
Again, any sort of manual
I
or
told you where
We-
to go.
we found the lever, and I had to teleport Gur on the other side of the wall for him to open the lever, and then we went through. And what was it? Was it the fire one first?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then the air one, and then the earth one. That one was really scary.
Now that you mention it, Gerd did have to let us out too.
Did I or did I not give you very specific instructions to go through the secret door at the back of the room?
They're both at the back of the room.
One was on the side. The one you went through was on the side.
What?
I just
Intendo does not know
look-
which side of the room was the back of the room.
Yeah, I just turned to look at Nintendo and just be like, "Are you that stupid?"
Out of character. And
You were
also
there
in
for the
character,
instructions
yes.
too, Nephilim.
I wasn't.
No, you only instructed me.
Oh
sir.
wait, no. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you literally only
my
told
bad.
him.
That's a GM mistake. GM mistake. Oh.
I mean, all that aside, it would have been nice to have a little more warning what we'd encounter.
The elements and the mythological representations.
I don't know, a miniature village, a sentient tower.
A river that makes people forget things.
I'm sorry?
Do you?
Oh yeah, did you like that? That's one of my favorite pieces of magic I've worked in years.
What?
A miniature riverlet.
What
I've-
did?
Anyone who
know.
wants, you can make an Arcana, religion, or nature.
I know about that river and where it's from, and you shouldn't have it.
By the same standard, I shouldn't have you. And yet, here you are. And that, my dear, and he leans in very close, tries to tap the tip of your nose with his finger, is the joy of being a wizard.
What did it make me forget? Can you get it back for me?
You can get it back for you.
How?
Simple. You have to go to
Yeah?
you have to go to the Hall of the Forgotten.
The what now? The Hall of the Forgotten?
The Hall of the Forgotten, yes.
Where's that?
I don't know. I've forgotten.
Fuck. God.
Elder's funny, guys.
Oh man, it's hard. It's really hard to not like this guy.
I love this guy. I
He's
love
the
this
fucking
guy.
man.
Would
All
I
right,
know
yeah,
what the Hall of the Forgotten is that a thing in hell?
I'll file that away under side quest, I guess.
Oh no, you should certainly go do it now.
Where,
Do you have
Where-
a starting place? Is it
where can
in
we
the
find
village?
out
Is it
more of
outside the
that?
village?
Okay, all right. You know what? Let's talk about
No,
something.
I have a starting place for you. I have a starting place for you.
Is it here?
Madame Eaglebomber helped build the place. She should know where it is.
Okay. While we're talking about villages, what was the deal with the tiny little village from back in time?
Oh, very fun.
In the
So,
wind section.
about 100 years ago, I got the idea to set up a scrying spell connected to a simulacrum that would then make homunculi of everything it saw and imbue them with a tiny little spark of life, just enough that they could imitate what they had been.
Oh,
I tried to
Why
put
is
it
it-
here in the village. I tried to put it here in the village square, but people said it was odd to have everyone be able to watch everything they did the day before. So into the earth it went.
the things that happen underground and behind the scenes to keep the village going, is it all safe, Elder?
Not at all. That's why we have to keep it in repair.
Magic is never truly
And
Yeah.
by we, you mean us, of course.
I sent you, didn't I? I picked the right people. You got the job done. I've been keeping it up myself for the past centuries.
Yeah, well,
Can you really fault a man for needing to be in more than 3 places at once?
no, Elder, and we don't want to seem ungrateful for everything you do. Thank you for all of it. Maybe
No, seem ungrateful. Please do.
maybe next time we can just talk about it a little more up front, about any potential permanent damage.
Unless, of course, you forgot again.
Yes, well, that does be happening.
You're getting old, that's why.
Nephilim, I've been old. I'm getting ancient.
Same thing. Different title.
Elder,
Yes, well, we won't be here
If-
idle for long. No, we won't.
what's
That's
that? Say that again?
What was that?
What? No, you what? What was that?
No, you asking me a question. What was that?
Oh, fuck. All right. Elder, having us do these missions and sort of showing us a little more of how things work, while I appreciate it, I feel like if we're to be expected to do these things, there's only so much we can learn around the village. Where can we learn more? Where can we expand? Where can we become more like you, more able?
Knowing is a good place to start. Yes, yes.
What? I couldn't hear you. Can you say that a little louder?
I think the whole of Forgotten is a good beginning for you for multiple reasons. It is not just your forgotten things.
Can I insight check this shady man?
Yeah.
This goddamn the wizard that I Drew have always wanted to be. Oh God, of course. Hold on, it's not great. It's another 8.
Another 8. No, you over the past 3 days have Elder Warren's always been weird. He's never been weird in a way that's ever been even the slightest bit menacing. And I think you are seeing you are seeing the weight of what power does over centuries to someone who does not want to abuse it.
Above the table, am I seeing the shades of 12 hours ago when he was laying waste to a settlement?
Yeah. You're seeing you above the table. You don't Peter does not have this interpretation, but
Right.
above the table, you are seeing a man who just went through exponential level flashback and committed mass murder and is trying to pretend he didn't commit mass murder. And I think actually what Peter sees is a man who has lived so long he has forgotten the value he lost when a life is cut short.
A level 20 wizard, basically.
450.
Yeah, more along my nihilistic view of immortality, but yes.
All right, Elder. Well, maybe we'll do that. We'll speak to Madam Eagle Bomber. Maybe if you get a chance to drop into my dad a couple of times today, after noon.
Of course, Peter.
Thanks,
Maybe
Elder.
we can get them all together at the same time.
Maybe. Well, this has been Supremely satisfying, Elder. Thank you for answering all of our questions. We have the day off today,
You
so I
only
guess
asked
we'll.
like 2 questions.
Anyone
you-
else
you-
have
oh.
any questions?
Yeah, so you're not curious about how the magnet works?
Not
That's the
particularly.
questions I expected to be getting.
A magnet? Can I see it?
Nope.
No.
We should. Let's save that for another time. But
I
yeah,
have
I
a
will
question,
take you on
Elder.
a field trip to view the magnet in the correct way. A week from today? All of you?
yeah, certainly, yeah. How do they work?
Magic.
Grendel, did you have something?
I was wondering why we're the right people. I mean, there's other people in the village. Why do you keep
Yes,
coming to
but
us?
they don't have the same joie de vivre. It takes something of someone to seize the universe by the balls, twist, and tell it to obey.
I'm not sure that that's what we've been doing, but thanks for the answer, Elder.
Well, not yet, of course. You're not there. But you're learning.
He's right. All right, Elder. Well, unless anyone else wanted to ask anything, maybe we'll be on our way.
Oh, Grendel.
Yeah?
The unseen servant's name is Bob. Next time you stop by when I'm not home.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome anytime, my boy.
Feel like most people just leave their door locked if they're not home, but I appreciate it.
No, that's what I have Bob for. The door was locked. He opened it for you.
I'll make sure to thank him next time I see him.
Good boy. And he pats you on the head. And then just literally skips away.
Does he notice the sign?
You can see he does notice the sign, and you see, like, as he's skipping away, you see him stop, do the full dramatic, like, hold his belly laugh, and then continue skipping. You can see where the cloak and robe, like, rides up as he skips, just the knobbliest, palest, wiry legs. Wrinkles stacked on wrinkles.
Heavy sigh.
Look, he's eccentric, but I think he's right. And from what I understand, this place is better than anywhere else. So if that's what it takes to keep it going, who are we to say, huh?
We know very little about what actually goes on around here. Don't be making opinions just yet.
It's always seemed like a good place to me. But maybe you're right. I don't know.
For the record, did Orm seem creepy to anyone there? Like,
Oh, supremely.
Absolutely.
I'm from the Hells, and I know creepy, and that was beyond creepy.
Did anyone catch the first thing he whispered to himself?
not at all.
Fuck. We'll never get that out of him.
He said something about knowing is the place to start, or something like that the second time.
Yeah, Tesvin, does that...
You can all go ahead and give me perception checks, and if you roll a 17 or higher, I'm going to say, since none of you heard it in real life, then
not me.
you heard it. Nobody?
22.
22? Inteno,
23,
you
I
heard him.
think.
Okay, Inteno and Nephili, you think back, and you didn't like hear it, but you pieced together what you did hear with the shape, the way his lips were moving, and you get in response to Nephili's comment about too long staying. I believe it was Nephili's comment about too long spent idle, and the mind going, him whispering to himself, "We're going to be staying idle for long."
Oh God!
That's what
What's
I
this
heard.
dude? What's this guy cooking up?
Whatever it is, we'll face it when it comes. And I just walk off.
Oh,
We have business to do.
it's a
I mean,
it's a day
wait.
off.
We were gonna go help them get the things they lost back.
Yeah, no, that's where I'm heading.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm heading towards Grandma.
Okay.
I just
Oh,
leave it in the
okay. Yeah, that's fair.
group.
Yeah.
I'm just walking.
All of us are like,
and
where are
you
you
all-
going now?
You really
going
can walk in
straight toward
direction in
Tasman's
the
house.
village, and you'll end
Yeah,
up where you
and
want
you
to
all
What? No.
you all begin to
no,
make your
no.
way to Tesvin's.
Yeah, and Tesvin is like screaming.
Yeah.
No! God, my grandmother!
Tesman, you ever heard her mention anything like this? The whole of
You have to,
no?
you have to let me know that she's, I. And Tesvin takes a deep breath and you have to let me tell her we're coming.
All right, go,
Okay.
go tell her.
We'll wait here, and you can come back and get us, and then we can do the whole walk again.
I mean, Neville is pretty far
No,
ahead, but you're gonna have to
wait.
Yeah,
catch up.
I'm just storming
No.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm screaming that. I'm screaming it as I'm running, and I'm like, "Don't wait up! Follow us! Just stay behind!" And I'm literally booking it as fast as I can to get to Nephilim.
Gorgeous. I'll say you can catch up, sure. And you arrive at the Eagle Bomber farm. I'll say you arrive as a group, and Tesvin, you can try to get them to wait.
Yeah,
As you
you can't go in yet. Let me go talk to her first.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I can talk to Peter and the others.
All right.
and Tesvin, you head inside.
Yeah, and the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that she's not awake.
She definitely is. It's like noon.
Yeah, but Grandmama's nap. They would wake up at like 3 in the morning.
Grandmamas who don't sleep as a racial trait definitely don't nap.
Okay.
We'll say your grandmama is meditating in the family room.
Okay. I want to try and butter Grandma up because Grandma, I don't like when visitors come over because Grandma's always doing some weird shit. So I'm gonna try and have tea and some beans out of the fridge warmed up while she's meditating. Which should only take a few minutes. So I pull the
Yes,
beans
ma'am.
out of the.
Do I smell
saw-
beans?
Hey, Grandma. Hey, how you doing, Grandma?
And she's gonna make an insight check here. What do you want, Tesvin? You already have the day off, so I know you're
I
not
know.
asking to skip work.
I want to have some guests over. They're waiting outside. They want to talk to you. Is that okay, Grandma?
Of course, your friends want to talk to me. Wonderful, bring them in.
You're not. Okay. I don't know. All right. Okay, Grandma. And so I'm gonna go to the door and I'm gonna act like to everybody else that Grandma's mad. People are.
All right, go ahead.
Hey guys,
Outside.
Grandma's kind of in a weird mood, so just make sure you're really nice, okay? She's gonna allow it, but she's not happy that there's people here.
Oh,
She's
okay.
really not happy, but she said you guys can come in.
Okay, I mean, she hasn't sent me to risk my life in the last few days, so I don't have a reason to be mean to her.
I have no reason to disbelieve every word you're saying is true, Tesman.
Yeah, and I guess we'll follow you in.
Okay, so all right. Okay, Grandma.
You head
This is all my.
You head
This is
into
my
the
friend.
kitchen, and you can see the kettle on the stove with the fire actually going. You can see Grandma standing at the counter, pulling a tin of cookies out from a cabinet that you, Tasman, know is arcane locked, so you can't steal her nice cookies. And she sets them down. Please, please, come sit, come sit.
Have we met Tesman's grandmother
Yes.
ever?
Certainly.
Yes.
Okay, so we have an idea.
She is, as she said to Tesvin earlier, she's almost as much of a, not fixation, fixed part of the community as Elder Warren.
Okay. So we kind of have an idea of what she's like vis-a-vis her attitudes about magic.
Yeah, she loves magic. You, Peter, probably are probably the person that she likes the most out of Tesvin's friends, because you're a wizard.
Yeah, I'll start mage handing saucers over to places and kind of helping her set the table. It's so good to see you, Miss Madam Eagle Bomber.
It is good to see you too, little cross-knocked. And she reaches over to pinch your cheek.
I'll just these look great. That's what are they? Cookies. That's so kind of you. Listen, we had something we wanted to ask of you.
Yes, of course. I'm an open book. Ask away.
Nephili, you seemed a little more familiar with this. Maybe you want to ask.
We need to know where the Hall of the Forgotten is.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that for me? Because I swear I just heard you ask me to tell you where the Hall of Forgotten is.
I did.
Elder Ordem sent us over. He sent us down to write the elemental magnets yesterday, and the river took something from Intendo and myself. He sent us down to fix the magnets. He didn't. He told us.
He didn't take care of
something-
it himself? He sent children in his stead?
He said he wanted us.
Don't worry. I already gave Minnie him an earful about it.
He said they wanted us to figure it out or something like that, which we did.
You're certain?
Looked right to us.
He didn't exactly give us an instruction manual.
He didn't even tell us what we'd be facing, just to go down there and fix things.
And I think he had us go through it backwards. I don't know why he would
No,
send
he
us
gave
in
us
backwards.
instructions, or he gave internal instructions, and we went through it backwards because we forgot. The water was last when it's supposed to be first.
I'm just going to put the point of order here that you guys definitely didn't forget above the table. You very intentionally decided after
To go backwards.
and in and out of game told you can tell this is the backwards path.
I forgot that. You can tell.
I vaguely remembered a discussion about it.
Mhm.
I don't know
I'll
why we
also-
decided that, but
I'm also going to point out above the table that every single one of the crystals that you needed to access was next to the entrance to the trial.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, regardless, we went through it backwards. We got it done. We figured it out. It, I guess, was a teaching moment. I'm not going to lie to you. We spoke to him earlier, and he seemed a little strange.
Strange for him, at least.
I think it was strange for anyone, to be fair.
He's always been
Yeah,
strange.
Grandma, he's kind of fucking
Normal,
creepy now.
normal for him is strange for anyone. But
Point being,
strange,
these two have forgotten
That's
things and we need
concerning.
to find the hole.
All right, so you went through backwards. That means cleansing fire. Chaotic wind. Enclosing earth. And the false death. All right. Well, the good news is. Well, let me ask this: did you all touch the water of the river?
Just the three of us.
All right. The bad news is. Do you want your good news or your bad news first?
Give us the bad news.
All right. The bad news is because you touched the water of the false death after the fire cleansed you, you're going to need to get those memories back very quickly.
I mean, can't we just go to the fire now?
We could try. You're not. It's not going to restore the memories either way, but perhaps it could halt the progression of the erosion. Still.
What's the good news?
Oh, the good news is that the magnet's definitely working.
Good.
And I suppose the other good news is that two of you don't need to worry about going to the hall. Well, I suppose Tesvin wouldn't either way. Tesvin wasn't there, but Grendel, you don't need to worry about it.
I don't think that's how this works.
Tell us about it, please.
You should go. You should go to help your friends. Yes, absolutely. I'm just saying you won't die if you don't go. Or well, not die, but revert to the state before you knew how to do anything.
What?
Pardon?
What?
In a sense,
Huh?
because we went through it backwards and haven't been cleansed, your memories are just going to start eroding. Is that what I'm getting?
Well, the water's made its way into the bodily system. Yes, you would have inhaled enough particles, but when you were touching into it, it's going to slowly work away at you.
Okay,
There
I
are
remember
memories.
everything, but I went into the water. Am I at risk?
You didn't forget anything?
No. I remember everything clearly. It showed me memories, but I still remember them.
If you still recall them, then nothing was taken of you, and there was nothing to be filled in. You should be okay.
Tell us the rest of it. How do we get there? What is it? Where is it? How long do we have? Also, holy fuck.
Alright, I am not going to go about this the way Orin seems to have, by not giving you the information. The Hall of the Forgotten is a tomb at its core, at its base. It is my husband's tomb. And originally it was meant to keep dreams held in one place. The dreams that slip your mind at the end of the day, or when you open your eyes in the morning. But in my grief, I perhaps may have enchanted it a bit too well. And now all that is forgotten is kept there. All that is forgotten within the Thorpe, of course, not the world. It is a journey
Okay.
that must be undertaken by those who seek it, unfortunately. It cannot be the path traveled. The path that leads there is different for those who have been before. It is a place of discovery and remembrance, but never at the same time. Are you familiar with the magical concept, any of you, of Damnatio Memorae?
I
Say
don't
that
know.
one
Are
more
we?
time.
I was gonna say.
Damnatio Memorae.
Can I roll for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we rolling?
Anyone
Right?
with proficiency in Arcana can roll for this.
What
Something
about
like
Jack
the
of all
The
trades?
all memory, something that stores all memories.
So not me then, because I don't have proficiency.
I got
What was that, Grendel?
What about Jack of all trades?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I figured it out based on context clues as I asked.
It's okay. I only got a 5 anyways.
It's a 17 for me.
17. Anybody
6.
else? 6. All right. 5 and a 6. It sounds like arcane language. Peter, you recognize this as being celestial. And do you speak celestial?
I don't. I speak.
Okay.
Actually, yes, I do. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then you don't even need you know what this means, both in language and in the magical term. So the language means the damnation of memory, and the magical term, names have power. Knowledge is power, literally, when it comes to magic, right? To be known is to have power, and to know things is as well. Magically, what this principle, when applied, is to cause something that is magically powerful to be forgotten about in order to reduce its power.
Interesting. Does that have religious applications?
Presumably, yes.
It certainly does. And I didn't ask for a religion check because none of you are, I don't think any of you are trained in it, are you?
I have
Like,
proficiency,
none of you have
but I'm dumb as
proficiency.
hell.
I have
Oh, you
half.
can give me a religion check for me then. 100%.
That's
That
a
was my
3.
bad. Oh, oops.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm stupid. Don't look at me.
But you know that, like, yeah, you have the basic knowledge of this world that when the gods were around, they gained power by being worshipped and by being known. I mean, they're not around anymore to deal with that.
Interesting. Yes, I'm familiar with it.
I just saw Dawn go through 5 stages of thinking in, like, 2 blinks.
Why? Why do you bring it up? Is that what's happening to us?
Well, no, this is not what is happening to you. The principles are related, and my husband was a great man once. But after the founding, he grew to believe we were not doing enough for the mages of this world. And there came a point where he went too far, and Oren and I had to do what we could to stop him. So, he is buried in the Hall of the Forgotten. And thanks to a voluntary dip in that river, That is all I remember of him.
I'm sorry.
And Tesvin, you, for the first time in your life, you don't see your grandmother cry as no water leaves her eyes, but you see the shake in her jaw as she holds back tears.
Is it safe to assume that this is the first time I've heard this story then?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Anytime you've asked about your grandfather before, the answer has been, oh, well, let's focus on what's still with us.
Yeah, so Tesvin is broken right now because he has been taking care of his grandmother for years and years and years and years. Because after, he was born, he found out that grandma was living alone and taking care of herself. So he stepped up, and he is absolutely crushed and shocked. And honestly, if he wasn't so hurt, he would probably try and be prying for more information. Like, Grandma, did you hurt Grandpa?
Grendel has to be insensitive, though.
Go for it.
You said he's buried there.
Aye.
And you said you did what you could to stop him.
Aye.
You killed him.
Did you? Or did you just trap him?
Column A, column B.
I'm sorry I had to ask that.
He... With enough belief, enough fear, and enough faith, a man can surpass death. And she looks over at it's not a photograph, but a portrait that you can tell has clearly been cut and reframed. As you can see, just a single finger wrapped around the edge of her hand on the outside of the painting. And you can see her and Orin standing in the painting.
You erased him.
He's been forgotten. We're going to the place where forgotten things live.
So in other words, we're going to see your husband.
Not my grandpa.
You just do not delve deeper into the hole than you need to get your memories back.
Why?
They're fresh, so they should be near the top.
Why not? What are the dangers there? Tell us what Elder Orim wouldn't.
His body is trapped. His voice roams free in the lower levels. And I would not see the young ensnared again by violent talk, or pretty talk and violent action.
You said you can't tell us the path to get there. But can you tell us,
I
is
can
it
tell you
within
where
the
to
Thorpe?
start. The path begins within the Thorpe, much like your well. It leads within and out.
Say that again. Sorry. Path which leads what?
The path is much like your well, which leads within and out.
One entrance, one exit.
No, as in it is an extra dimensional space similar to your well.
Then I guess we'll look for something like that.
There are 2 guardians at the opening of the hall. They will fight you. There is a passkey to weaken them such that their temporary defeat would be nothing more than a pittance for myself or Orin. Should make it still very easy is not the right word, but more than possible for all of you.
And passkey is
Forgotten.
Tesvin?
Yes.
No, that's the passkey. Tesvin.
What? Why would it be my name?
I don't think it's your
Because
name,
it's-
Tesvin.
No, it is Tesvin's name. That's the passkey.
Oh, I thought it was literally you.
No, it's Tesvin's name. No, I'm not going to drag my grandbaby out to the hole where I entombed his grandfather every time that I want to.
Tesvin is the pesky. Understood. Thank you for all of this. And maybe we can talk further about this place when we come back.
since it seems
Crazy,
we are
Grandma.
learning secrets.
Yes. Yes.
I can't believe you never told me this, Grandma. You know, I'm old enough to know all this
I
stuff
wish
now.
I had never had to.
I understand.
Understand.
It is not a proud chapter of my life. And that's where we're going to wrap the session. Thank you all for joining us. This has been Delirium, a Grim Hollow game. Delirium Delving Beyond, a Grim Hollow game. With me tonight, as sometimes, I have Kevin playing Nephili, Don playing Grindelwald, Drew playing Peter Crossnock, Destiny playing Tesvin Eaglebomber, and Riley playing Inteno. This week on the channel, Thursday night, we have more of The Redeeming Corruption, GM'd by our lovely Dawn. Friday night, we have Concentricity, GM'd by your lovely me. And Saturday, we have Chronicles of Aurelia, GM'd by our lovely Huli. Catch us again next week on Monday night with more Delirium as well. Hope to see you throughout the rest of the week. Bye.
See ya.
Any plugs from our players?
Go vote.
Yeah, go vote. Vote right. You know what I'm saying. Bye.